Hey YouTube, it is King again, and you're about to watch a video of me drafting. So I'm going to be explaining my thought process throughout the whole draft. But first, I just want to apologize that the audio is a little bit off here with the mic. I believe I'm a little bit too loud. I've turned it down since then, hence this video. But I still want to upload it because I think it's good content. Just turn down your volume a little bit so I don't yell at you. Have a good day. Hey YouTube, it is King again. So today I'm going to be showing the basics of drafting in Magic the Gathering. So I am not an artist by any means, but hopefully this is a little legible. So this is supposed to be a table. On this table there is 8 players, basically going around the whole table. You're going to open up 3 packs. Each one pack, kind of if you look just below me, there are 3 packs. You open up one pack, and then you pick one card from that pack. You take it and you put it down, and then you pass the rest to the left. And then everyone else does that, so it shifts. And then you keep doing that until there's no more cards. Hence, there's 15 turns around the table. And then you open up the next pack, and you repeat the process, except the second pack you pass to the right. Now, this might seem not important, insignificant, but basically it is because you're trying to make it so the people that are passing you cards the second time around pass you cards that you want. So I'm going to be going more in depth of how you do that when I actually start the draft. But just remember that you're passing to the left, then you're passing to the right, and then you're passing to the left. You want to pick cards of the same color if possible, because let's say I open a pack with a really good green card in it, and I take that really good green card. That means the person that you're passing the pack to doesn't have that really good green card, so hopefully they're not in green, so that in the second pack, when they are passing to you and you are not passing to them, hopefully they will pass you those good green cards because they're not in green. That's kind of the idea behind it. But let's just dive right in, and I will explain as we go. If you have not followed, please follow. If you like my other YouTube content, you know, I love suggestions, things like that. I know that I've been off for quite a bit, but I'm going to be getting back into the swing of things. I was just on a work-related trip for a few weeks, so yeah, I was gone for quite a bit there. But I'm back now, and everything should kind of fall back into schedule. Just waiting on these people to fill up. A draft is real people, or at least there are versions on Magic Arena that have real people. I prefer playing with real people. Bots are a little bit too easy to manipulate to get what you want. We are ready. I didn't recognize any of those names. Give me a second. So here, we're currently right here, Kingdom MTG, and I'm going to pass it to the left around this table. So if you look here, we have a timer. So we have 1 minute to pick our first pick. So it's always going to go rare to the top left, and then over here is uncommon, uncommon, and then it goes a bunch of commons. You always want to look at the rare because it's generally the strongest card. Now, normally a person would have to read everything about this card, but I know for a fact that this card is not good in draft formats, so I'm going to kind of pass it on now. You can pause and read that if you would like. This cycles, mutates pretty good, stats pretty good. So there's a saying that people go by, and it's called bread. Basically what it is bomb, meaning a card that you put into play and it will win the game on the spot. You have to play a little bit to understand what a bomb is, but basically the opponent has to deal with it, otherwise they will die very, very fast. So a very, very strong creature or like a planeswalker are considered bombs. And then R is removal. So things like dead weight, a 1 mana, and then does -2/-2. So if you put this on a creature that has 2 toughness, on the left there you see 2 as an attack and 4 as a toughness. If this had 2 toughness and you put this on it, my creature would die. So this is removal, and that's very, very important in this game as well. I'm probably going to have to do multiple drafts to explain everything that's going on, but basically I'm not going to pick these 2 cards because they are not in blue, and I'm going to try to stay in blue as much as I can to make it so the person that I'm passing to the left not be in blue, so in pack 2 they pass me good blue cards. So I'm actually going to pick this card here. Remember, we said bomb wins, R removal kills, E is evasion. So if you noticed here, I picked a 2/4 flyer, and here I'm picking another flyer. So if you don't have Midnight Thunder, it's good to see you. How do you know which rare cards are good in draft or not? It just comes with the practice. If you follow the bread, where it's bomb, removal, evasion, anything else, and then D is like dirt, or it's just kind of like the stuff you don't want. There's cards that don't do anything. Here's a good example. So we have a 5/6/7. It costs 7 mana to play, comes down and makes a creature a 20/20. So this is a rare, but I would never suggest playing this card in a draft format, because if they kill your creature, either in response to you putting it on your creature, or when it's a 21/21, it doesn't do anything. So, one second, I need to actually think what I'm picking here. It's probably gonna be this guy, stay in blue. Let's see what else. So we did bomb, removal, evasion. Anything else basically means like filler cards, because there's such a thing as a curve. So if I had this guy, ignore the fact he is cycling, he costs 7 mana. If I picked like 6 of him and not much else, I would have to play tons of lands and not play anything for 6 turns, and then on the 7th turn play him and probably just lose the game. Sure, he's a 7/7, big body, but you need other cards, other smaller creatures to play in the meantime. I'm just going to keep cutting blue here. Nothing else is really that amazing. So that rare in the first pack was 3 colors, which is difficult to cast. And when it comes down, it makes you discard your entire hand at the end of your turn, but every single time you cast a spell, you draw 2 cards. So if you can build your deck around it in a constructed format, then good on you. But in draft, it's much more simplified, and it's harder to get those specific cards that you need. So here I'm actually going to branch out of my color of picking blue. I'm still going to pick evasion here, but I'm going to go with white. It's either going to be white or black there. I couldn't quite decide which one was which. I kind of regret not going black, because black is a little more open, but it's fine. We're going to be in blue. If we end up not in white, that's fine too. I'm just going to pick another card that's really good to mutate on. So there's a mechanic here called mutate. No, I did not take extra leave after AFCOMAC. My work schedule, because of COVID, I don't work until Thursday of this week. Originally, I was working today at 3, but I got called from Superior saying that I don't work until Thursday at 3. Toward the end of the pack, there's a lot of like filler stuff you can take, a lot of cards that kind of do the same thing, you know, like a small little creature, things like that. I'm just picking this guy because he's in blue, and I need evasive cards to mutate on, so I was trying to talk about mutate. So here in the upper right hand corner of this card, very top corner, you see it costs 5 mana. If you look on the text below it, it costs 4 mana. So I can spend 4 mana and put this on another creature. It saves the mana, as well as it'll get a trigger every single time you mutate something else onto it. Hopefully that's not too confusing. I'll probably end up having to do a few drafts to kind of get through all the verbiage. And I dropped my pen. I would just like to show this one more time. This is my drawing skills, hence they're bad. What else we got? pick you. I'm picking another okay white card in case I end up playing white. I'm gonna kind of create 2 stacks here. I'm definitely in blue. I just don't know my other color. It must be nice. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna complain about it, but okay, this is like non-Air Force complaint. This is civilian king complaining a little bit. But when you're specifically told by like a certain entity to like, hey, go do this, and then your supervision tells you something else entirely and tells you not even to check with that entity, that kind of bugs me a little bit. But I'm not going to complain about having days off. Like in 2020, I've worked so little compared to how much I'm used to working. You're not going to hear me complain about it. Like not in any sort of real context. So this is a 4 mana copy something, or if you can spend the 3 mana, you can copy something and fight something. I don't have the other 2. This is a 4 mana copy something. Is that worth it? It could be. But I'm kind of leaning toward this fox here. We have enough white cards to justify playing white, and this fox, every single time you cycle, it gets bigger. Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna try to be blue-white flyers, and I'm gonna try to get. See, this is a card where it's better than the last one, the one I opened first pack. Basically, this is a 4 mana. You spend 4 mana, and 3 of it is very hard to cast because you have 1 white, 1 blue, 1 red. You put it down, it doesn't do a single thing. By itself, it does nothing, so it doesn't affect the board, meaning the creatures and stuff. And then whenever you cast a non-creature spell, so it doesn't even trigger all the time, then you draw a card. So this is a, if you're really controlling and you have tons of kill spells, this card's fine. But other than that, I would never consider playing that card. Yeah, we're gonna pick this guy up. So remember, we had a bunch of mutate flyers. This is a great card to mutate onto because whenever it deals damage to an opponent, I draw a card. So I played this otter, I mutate onto it, give it flying, evasion, so ground creatures can't block it, and then I swing it and hit them and I draw cards. These are the kind of synergy you look for when you're drafting. Alyssa, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Okay, so right, bread. So bomb removal. So this card right here is 2 mana. You put it in a creature. That creature can't attack or block. It doesn't kill the creature necessarily, but in limited formats, it's basically the same thing. It's a very strong removal. Let's see what else we got. Because it can deal with anything. I'll just take another mutate card here. Yeah, so this is another rare that doesn't really do anything in limited, where if you can construct your deck, meaning a constructed format, you can put 4 of these in your deck and then build around it and do some fun shenanigans. But in limited, these are basically like ignore rares. You should never take these. It's too hard to get whatever it's asking to get done. It's just not worth it. If you draw it, it's just not good. So this is just a cycling card for Fox. Or it can come down and be in a lifelink creature later. So I think I'm going to take this. Yeah, I'm going to take this. Just a cycling for Fox, and it can cancel anything. 3 mana, I could put there. Can I help you, cat? I'm not sure if I'll play this or not. Okay, where are we at? Another mutate. A mutate flyer. So when you get into a this card or this card and you want both of them, you're not going to get both of them because you only can pick one, and when you pass it, the other card's going to be gone. Both these cards are very good. You have a 5 mana flash 4/3 or a mutate for 4, and you have this. The reason I'm picking this one is because it's an uncommon, so I'm less likely to see it in the future. There are less uncommons in a pack than commons. There are 3 uncommons and there's like 9-10 commons. So if you have to decide between 2 and one's an uncommon, just pick the uncommon. Generally it's stronger and you'll see it less often. So Let's see what else we got here. Trying to jump up there? Why don't you go around? Oh, oops. Sorry, my cat was distracting me. None of those cards were that good. I'm not that worried about it. I have enough 3-drops. So this card's a fine card. Basically a 3-mana 2/2 that comes down and it has flying. But I have enough 3-drops. So I guess there's a quote-unquote people there. I have enough Lynxes, and I think Lynx is a better card that I'm going to take this Essence Scatter. So removal's pretty high up on the list, and this Capture Sphere is basically like unconditional removal, similar to Pacifism. By unconditional, what I mean is Divine Arrow is 2 mana, deal 4 damage. What if it's a 5/5? If it's a 5-mana 5/5, Punishing Arrow can't do anything to it, so... I'm just going to take this card to cycle it. I'm never going to cast it, but just to have it cycling for Fox is fine. So it's a 2 mana, sorry, I never explained what cycling is. You basically pay the mana cost that's next to cycling and you draw a card. So it replaces itself. We're at the bottom of the pack, none of these cards really matter. I'm probably not going to end up playing them. I'm very greedy. I am very, very greedy, but I don't think I'm going to be able to cast this card. It's very, very strong. But sadly, I don't think I'll be able to cast it anytime soon. So, yeah. And the rest of the cards are kind of bleh. I'm kind of leaning toward Flare, and to see if I can get a lot more cyclers. Cycling, cycling, cycling. Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Flare up here. Basically, any color, anything that cycles for colorless, I'll pick. This cycles for red. This is actually one of the better cyclers out there, but it's in the same pack as Pacifism. I'm just going to pick this card. So what this card does, every time you cycle, once per turn, on your turn, your opponent's turn, you get a 1/1. So if I can try to get a cycling thing going, he's pretty high up there. Interesting. Man, two really, really strong rares back to back. I can't play either one of them because this costs 2 red and we are based blue and white. So we're neither of these colors. We're not green or not red, which means that more than likely throughout the draft, I probably made a mistake and should have been these colors, or the person that I'm passing to is this color and he's going to get rewarded. It happens. So I have to pick between a mutate that gains me life, which is kind of eh, or a soldier that whenever I cycle, I tap a creature. I'm gonna pick the cycling one and just see if I can get lucky and get a few more cycles. Cycling one here is good. The issue is the same pack as Pacifism, which I explained earlier is a 2 mana remove anything. So I'm gonna pick that over pretty much anything else. So we have a mutate here, or we have a cycler. And because we kind of have in between of cycling and mutate, I think right now we just need more cycling. And this is one of the better ones because it costs 1 to cycle. I am sorry if I am talking really, really fast. It's just hard to pick while also having a timer on you. So sadly, none of these are really that good for us. Different colors, things like that. We're probably not going to play any of these. So we have another cycler here. You still work, enjoy the background noise. Okay, cat, you're trying to jump up here. Come on. Everyone say hi to Hero. He constantly needs my love and affection, per the usual. Let's see here. Yes, I want that card just to cycle. No, I don't want you on my desk. You are gonna bug me. Okay. We're just gonna pick another cycling for 2. I'm not even sure what the rest of the card says, but I don't really care. At this point, I just want all the things that say cycle on them. Yeah, you love him. I love him. Don't you take him from me. Let's see here. Oh, you baby carrot, you. I'm just gonna pick this. I'm pretty sure our deck's pretty much built. It's probably just gonna be this. I'm gonna take the land because it makes my spell casting a little bit easier. Baby carrot, I'm pretty sure she prefers being called mother. Okay, so that's pretty much our deck here. Now I kind of want to explain what a curve is. It's hard to do that during the actual draft, but if you look at this bar right here next to my face, this way, it's a curve. And what that is when you're trying to cast your spells, you want the lower costed, you want more of the lower costed to make sure you can actually cast your spells, because you have to play a land and then say go and then play a land. You want to play a 2-drop then instead of say go and then your opponent plays a 2-drop. It's basically being like called curved out, or Alyssa. But basically you want to cast spells and not just have cards in your hand. So you want spells that cost less generally. Obviously, the more they cost, the stronger they are, so there is a give and take, but you want your curve to be more of like a start up high and go low to make sure you can cast early and often, and double spelling is very strong as well, and that basically means that you have 5 mana at some point, sorry, excuse me, and then you cast a 3-drop and a 2-drop in the same turn. So, yeah, that's pretty strong. So, I'm gonna end the video here just to show you how to draft, and then I'm gonna start a new video with the actual games if you choose to watch this, talking about YouTube. Basically, this is my draft. I'm gonna mess with the lands in a little bit, but actually getting the mana base was not the point of this video. The point of this video is to show you how to draft. So I'm gonna be doing some other of these as well. Please subscribe if not subscribed, to give me ideas if you haven't, you know, like the video, comment, all that. My schedule is still a little bit fluid, but I appreciate all of you, and YouTube, you take care. King out.